protests, these protests got a lot of people acting way out of pocket. And I ain't just talking about the actual protesters either. I seen some video where a sheriff, I believe in Florida, was talking the most cash money threats. If a wolf ticket salesman was a person, it's this sheriff. And it always makes me laugh when these sheriffs and police chiefs get up in these press conferences with their little deputies behind them talking tough when they know they ain't. And don't get me wrong, I don't condone or back the protesters or anything, especially when they want to get violent and turn protests into riots or whatever. But it also makes me laugh when it's always the least threatening person making the most threats behind a microphone. They're worse than the most keyboard cocky internet champion. What's the word? That's not the internet bully. Like, they're worse than them. This dude said if he had a whole bunch of, if you do this, you're getting arrested. If you do this, you're getting arrested. Then he starts into, and if you do this, you're going to the hospital. Then you're getting arrested. And if you do this, you're going to the hospital and you're getting dog bit. And then you're getting arrested. And if you do this, we're going to be notifying your next of kin because we will kill you graveyard. You not, first of all, you personally ain't doing nothing. This dude was up here looking like a caricature version of Peter Griffin. No joke. And I don't doubt maybe he had his run back in the day, but it's always crazy to me that these dudes, and it's like, I seen another one years ago where the dude was up on the mic doing it. He wasn't even tall enough to reach the microphone. On an adjustable mic stand, still talking in it like this. And he had all the threats in the world with his little, same thing, with his deputies lined up behind him, standing there posed up. And here's the thing, here's the reason why I bring this up. It's because they know they ain't gonna have to do it anyway. They always pick people who ain't about nothing to try this with and to make these threats on. They don't do it in a time period or a place to where they might actually have something happen to them. They pick American protesters, which by and large are weak. They just are. As a whole, American protesters and rioters are trash. And that's why they never work. Because if you compare them to other countries, you see a very, very big difference in what people are willing to do when there's civil unrest. Here in America, nothing. Not at all. So it's funny, I find it funny that when they make all these big, giant, super threats, you ain't gonna have to carry it out anyway. One, you're not gonna. That's for one. Especially him, because he ain't going nowhere near no streets, for one. But two, protest is garbage. They're not going to do nothing. And like, to be honest, if this was in any other country that had protests for real, he would never have gone up and said that. Because their protesters, when they got civil unrest for real, they do stuff for real. They don't care if you are a citizen or a political figure or whatever. They do something. So it's like, he talking tough for nothing. And because he knows we got garbage protesters. We just do. Now, we didn't back in the day, but now, garbage. Not gonna do nothing. You're gonna go out there and whine, sing a bunch of song chants, and then do nothing. And make no progress like you've been doing for the past 15 years every time you go out and chant protest about something. Every time. Like, I remember one time in my teens, something happened and they wanted to go protest and march up at the mall near where I used to work. And I remember going out there and I'm like, this is what y'all... Like, we walked out there, walked around, and when I seen the level of what they was out there kumbaya singing and I'm like, this is in front of Lord and Taylor's, a luxury clothing store. It was stupid. And most of them are like that. So it's funny on one hand that you got the authority side doing all this tough talk that they know they never gonna have to back up. But then you got the other side of it acting like they about to go out here and make moves and stuff when they not gonna do nothing. And if you don't think I know what I'm talking about, let's just give the best example that everybody knows about. Most of the black community specifically had a whole lot to say about Colin Kaepernick. But you know what they never did? Stop watching football. Excuses I heard back when that happened, well, I'm not a Nielsen household, so if I don't watch, it really don't make a difference anyway. Or, well, I mean, I'm not going to just get rid of all the jerseys I pay for. Those things cost money. Or, I mean, if somebody give me tickets, I'm not going to pass it up to go see the game or whatever because they still ain't got his job back, so... But then when you saw the other half protest, they start burning season tickets on camera and jerseys and hats and everything else. And then what happened? The organization snapped right in line and made them stop kneeling and started fining them for it. The thing is when your protest, march, whatever demonstration is garbage, it gets garbage results. And your garbage threats don't mean anything when you're making garbage threats to a garbage threat. It just sounds stupid. And that's exactly what these people sound like when they go out here doing this.